You ever unlock your phone, like open up social media or TikTok, and you're just right on the edge. Them fingers be twitching. That angel's on one side and the devil's on the other side, and I'm right there. I'm right there. My fingers are twitching. I am fighting the urge so hard to keep it in, to not go there, but I am finding it very, very difficult today. So I think I'm going to go take a nap, because a wise person once told me, don't make decisions when you're angry. Okay, so I took a nap and I'm still pissed, so we're going to get into it. And also, I'm not wearing a bra, so 40-year-old saggy boobs are your thing, I got you covered. Okay, if you're new here, I have to give you some context. I know it's annoying if you're not new here, but anyways, here you go. Back in 2021, I had a motorcycle accident. I was internally decapitated, I had a brain herniation, I was in the hospital for 3 months. I'm like the only documented case ever of the severity of my internal decapitation with the complication of the delayed onset of hydrocephalus. Long story short, super, super bad. Freak injury, freak accident. Nobody survives it. I survived. Here I am. Yay. So over on Instagram, I have a reel that I made that is approaching 1 million views. And it kind of picked up some steam over the past couple of weeks for some reason. But it's just a very short video, and it's basically a love letter to my amazing nurses, because after my brain herniated, like, I mentally went downhill, like, very bad place, did not want to live. I felt like I was being tortured, and they took me up to the helipad one night when I got off the ventilator to watch the sunset, and there were pictures taken. It's been written about in People magazine, in Newsweek. It was an episode on The Good Doctor. So it was a pretty big deal, and just a huge gesture, and it's very emotional to talk about, right? So sometimes instead of talking about things, I like to share the pictures and like make a video. I feel like I can maybe convey my feelings better by creating a video. Anyway, so that's what I did. The same video is here on TikTok. It's pinned at the top. It's the one with, like, I don't know, 220,000 views or something like that. Okay, and also another thing about me, I am not a Christian. I was an evangelical Southern Baptist Christian most of my life, and I have since deconstructed from all of that. I consider myself a humanist, and whatever, it is what it is. I'm very educated. I've read the Bible multiple times. Like, I'm not uninformed on it, okay? Okay, so with all that in mind, my response often varies, because this comes up in my content constantly. They start coming at me. Sometimes I ignore it. Sometimes I try to, like, have a logical conversation. Sometimes I'm like, respectfully, no thank you. Other times I'm a straight up smartass. Sometimes I am not nice, because a person can only take so much, and some of you just cannot understand it. So this person up here left a comment, and it resonated with me, so I responded, because before my accident, I was a paramedic for a very long time, and I've been in the same situation, and it was just something to kind of like, hey, yeah, we have this in common, no big deal. So then this Anna Lynn person comes in and puts her 2 cents in. Clearly this day I was in a snarky mood, the same one that lets kids suffer and die with cancer. No thanks. And again, he loves you anyways. Bless your heart. I just have to have the last word in everything. God loves you! So a normal, rational person would just take the L and go away, but of course not Miss Anna Lynn here. And I got very clear with her to make a point. Stop this incessant proselytizing. I did not ask you for your spiritual guidance, nor do I wish to get in any type of discussion with you. I do not know how to make it any more clear to you. Stop leaving these comments on my content. Did she stop? Of course she didn't. And then this other person is trying to explain to Miss Anna Lynn, her situation, and do we think Miss Annalyn was respectful of that? Well, of course she was not. Pause to read. But this part right here, I'm sorry that you gave up. There's always some kind of passive-aggressive comment from these people. They are so fucking condescending. It is unreal. Like, I did not want to block this person because it's just another example of, it's like religious RAPE. That's what it feels like. No means no. We have asked you to stop. Like, we have used clear words. Oh, I have used clear words. Stop. Do they stop? No, they do not. And that's basically what I said when I left this comment. Pause to read. So anyways, I'm sure I will end up blocking that person, but you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. No means no in not just sexual things. No means no in every situation. It means no. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing this. Y'all are not helping your cause at all. We are telling you it has the opposite effect, and you don't care, because the only thing that you care about is to get your pat on the back for doing your good deed. It's not helpful. Stop it. I have an unexpected update to this video that I cannot wait to share with you. But go back and watch the first video and then come back to this one. I also would just like to add that I have had a terrible week. The worst week I've had in a long time. That all started when I had to go to the doctor the other day and be tested and evaluated and all this other stuff for my TBI, and just kind of that realization slapping me across the face that on top of everything else, I do have a TBI. I do deal with symptoms I think I was just in denial about. And now I have COVID and I feel like absolute dog shit. So pause to read, but basically she is just continuing, and I am also continuing to please just make this stop, go away. 4 days pass and I kind of have forgotten about this interaction. Been seeing all this Olympic stuff on social media that has just got me feeling volatile, but that's a whole other video. But I pop on Instagram and I see this comment. Pause to read. I cannot tell you how badly I needed that comment today. I get so beat down sometimes from these interactions. It's cumulative, and you start to feel like, where is people's humanity? Like, I'm telling you that these comments make it worse. They make me feel worse, because when people proselytize to me like that, God saved you and he healed you and that's the reason you're still here. What I hear, what goes through my mind is that, what about the little girl that died of cancer, or my friend's son that died of cancer, or just that is what I think about, and it makes me feel guilty that I'm alive. And I had no control over it. No control over it. What she couldn't have known is that a week ago someone that I know died in a car wreck. Her name's Brandy. Sweet human being. And I found a message from her. It was several years ago, almost 3 years ago, but this was the last message that I got from Brandy back in 2021 when I was in the hospital after my accident. And she died in a car wreck like this week. And so sometimes I don't do a good job of communicating what it is I'm trying to say or what it is that I'm feeling. I'm not some mean, awful person. It's too much. Like, I don't want to be crying on the internet, but like I feel like this is important. So this was my response. You can pause to read. So thank you to this person for listening and for doing self-reflection. I know I need to do some self-reflection, but just thank you from one human to another. This is how we all need to treat each other, despite our many differences. This is the perfect example of a kind person who was initially defensive, like we all can be, and was woman enough to come back 4 days later and leave me that comment.